What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a prediction video today for Cleffa. Cleffa is the star-shaped Pokemon. It is the baby form of Clefairy, so we have to get to a high friendship to evolve into Clefairy, and then we need a Moonstone to evolve into Clefable. So let's go and dive into the stats of this Pokemon. It is a baby Pokemon, so don't rip on it too hard. 50 HP, 25 attack, defense is 28, special attack is 45, special defense is 55, and speed is 15. So pretty good, pretty okay. Some stats are okay. Let me backtrack that for a second. HP, special attack, and special defense are pretty solid. Speed, defense, and attack are not great. Okay, and we gotta get to a very high friendship level before we can evolve this Pokemon. But when we do, we evolve into Clefairy. Clefairy is known as the fairy Pokemon, and the HP for this Pokemon is 70. Attack is 45. Defense is 48, special attack is 60, special defense is 65, and speed is 35. 35. So it does pretty much more than double its speed whenever it evolves. Its attack and special becomes pretty good. Its HP is pretty good. There's not really a really bad stat. Speed's not great, but it's not a really bad stat. We can kind of mitigate that a little bit by being over leveled and getting some carbs to increase our speed. But with them, when we get a Moonstone, we can evolve into Clefable. Clefable has 95 base power, 70% accurate, 73 defense. Special attack is 85, special defense is 90, and speed is 60. So speed is the worst stat, but like I said, we'll be a little over leveled. We'll use some carbs to improve our speed. But everything else is pretty solid. We are a normal type, so 70 attack. It could wish it was a little bit better, but it's going to be decent enough to get through the game. And special attack, special defense, we have a very broad move pool with some special moves, so this will be very helpful as well. So let's go over the level up move set for Cleffa. Cleffa gets Pound to start the game, which is a stab 40 base power move with stab at 60. It's 100% accurate. It doesn't work well with our stats early because we have a low attack stat, but it's still stab. It still will help, and we can do things to help this get better. We can get the Pig Bow, and eventually we'll beat Whitney, but when we beat Whitney, we'll probably won't be using Pound anymore. We'll use something else. And that's the only attacking move we have. So we have Charm, which will make the opposition fall in love with you if it's a different gender, so they may not attack you. And Encore, I think if you just do Encore, it makes them repeat in a move. And then Sing can put the opposition to sleep, which would be great if it was Gen 1. But it's not, and the action, this is garbage. And Sweet Kiss, I don't know what that does. So I'm probably not even going to use it. And let's go ahead and go to the level up move set when we evolve into Clefairy. Now, we're going to have to be close to level 40 to evolve to Clefairy with friendship. A lot of the stuff won't get double slap, minimized. Defense curl is the only one out of this I'm really not happy about not getting, because being able to up our defense is good, and not to mention there's a strategy with the defense curl and rollout where if you use defense curl, it makes rollout more powerful. But Metronome is garbage. Moonlight, I think it replenishes some health. And Light Screen, we have a good special defense, so Light Screen doesn't make sense. Reflect would be better with this because our defense is not great. But the level up moveset is pretty much inconsequential. The only thing we're really going to be concerned about would be defense curl, but we're not going to use it. But you will see it whenever we do the playthrough. Light Screen will be an option that I have to decide on. I probably won't get it, but you never know. It depends on how the playthrough is going at that point. So let's go to the TM moveset. So this Pokemon, like most normal types, has a very broad TM. So the first one, I've said before, I'm probably never going to use this. I'm probably going to change this up. Dynamic Punch looks like it's going to be the thing that's going to get me through without having to keep dealing with Snorlax. So it is a 50% accurate move, but it's 100 base power. He's weak to fighting. And if we do hit, he also gets confused, so very useful. It's good for that one-hit knockout. Headbutt is a 70 base power move that we get decently early in the game. We have to beat 2 gyms to get it, but when we do, it's a 70 base power. It's normal, so it's stab, 105. And then we have the Pink Bow, which will give another 10% boost. And when we beat Whitney, we'll get another 10% boost. So Headbutt's a very important move to have for a good portion of this game. Curse we're not going to use. Rollout can be used. There's a strategy with defense scroll and rollout that I think I've only implemented once in this channel, but I'm going to try to avoid it as much as possible. I think that and Curse are kind of like some strategy you can use with every Pokemon, trying to be a little bit different. Then I watched a video where the Curse is like the only strategy used on Red. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to ban it. I watched another one, he bans it. So I think I'm kind of in the bandit department. And unless it's like a Pokemon that's absolutely horrible and I don't have a choice, then I need to do it. Toxic, not going to use. Zap Cannon, though it is powerful, not going to use. It's different than Dynamic Punch. Dynamic Punch and it have the same power and the same accuracy. Difference is Dynamic Punch is going to be useful against one Pokemon specifically. It's not something I'm going to use long term, and it doesn't have a sustainable strategy around it. It's just that one, hopefully get the hit, hopefully get the knockout, or hopefully get the confusion, and we can get through this one struggle Pokemon that's been bothering us. Psych Up we cannot use. Hidden Power. I think Hidden Power Flying is going to be the route to go. We have access to 2 ice moves, so that doesn't make sense. Normal types, the seems to be the Achilles heel for normal types is fighting types. So having a flying move, and we can add the Faulkner badge, boost it, and then we can also get the Sharp Beak. That'll also boost Hidden Power. So it's a good enough move to get by the fighting types we have to deal with one gym and one member of the Elite Four. Sunny Day, not going to use. It'll boost fire attacks, but we don't use it. Snore, probably not going to be used. Blizzard can be used, but we have Ice Punch. I don't think we're going to need a super powerful Blizzard or Ice move to win this game. I think Ice Punch will be just enough with Price's badge modifier and the Never Melt Ice. And we really only use that for type advantages anyway. So it's going to be super effective and do twice as much damage. So probably not going to use Blizzard. You have to sell a lot of coins to get it, and I'm just not going to do that. Hyper Beam also is kind of like a break glass case for emergency, but I'm not going to use this either. I don't think it's going to be helpful. I think there's another turn that's just as powerful. There's a move that's just as powerful. It does get very powerful. It's normal type, so it's like 210 base power. It's insane. But I'm probably not going to use it. Yeah, probably not going to. Protect, never used before. Maybe use it, kind of offset some things, but I've never used it, so I don't plan on using it. Rain Dance will up water moves, not going to use it. Endure, Frustration, not going to use either one of those. Solar Beam can be used, we're not going to use it. Iron Tail can be used as well, not going to use it. It would be great against some things in this game. If we didn't have access to Ice Punch, I might consider it to get through some rock Pokemon, but not going to use it. Thunder, also not going to use. It's a very powerful move, but that accuracy is just garbage. It's a really garbage move when it comes to accuracy, and I'm not going to risk it. Now, Return is a move, pardon me, frog in my throat. Return is a move that I am going to use, and it's going to be used as soon as I can get it. Return is a normal move, and it goes off your friendship. So what it maxes out at is 102 on friendship. On power, based on your friendship, it's maxed out. When you add Stab to this, you're looking at 153 base power move. Then when you add 10% boost with the Pink Bow, then you add another 10% boost with Whitney's Gym, this becomes a well over 180 base power move. That is way more reliable than Hyper Beam. You don't have to take a turn to recharge with like Hyper Beam. So it's just a significantly better move than Hyper Beam, and we can get it way earlier than Hyper Beam. Psychic, probably won't use, but I can see where it can be used, but probably won't get used. I think I got a strategy around how I'm going to finish out the game, but Psychic's not a part of that. It's not really super effective against anything light. Shadow Ball would be great against a couple things, but probably not going to use it. But it's good to know that it is available to this Pokemon if I need it in a pinch. Maybe an Espeon issue. Espeon, if he keeps giving me issues or something, Shadow Ball might be a good play to go. And Mud Slap, it's good that we can get this early, because until we evolve, we really don't have access to anything that's not normal type. Mud Slap is the only way we can beat our second rival fight without having to deplete all of our power points and use Struggle. So Mud Slap will be very helpful in that regard. Double Team can't use. Ice Beam, 75 base power, will be very useful for the entirety of the run for the most part. Swagger, Sleep Talk, Fire Blast, not going to use. It's just too expensive to buy. For fire moves, I have a good fire move I can use. So Defense Curl, I've already talked about this. It can be coincide with Curse. It does boost your defense, but in Gen 2 there's no badge boost. They fixed that. Thunder Punch, very useful. We can use that later in the game to negate water Pokemon. Dream Eater, if we keep Sleep, which I don't know if we will. I think Sleep will be thrown away. Dream Eater is a great move to have. It's very powerful. I just don't think we're going to keep Sleep. I think Sleep, if it was a higher accuracy, like sleeping move, I might rely on sleep strategies, but I'm not going to. Detect, Rest, Attract. Probably not going to use any one of those. Rest would be the best because we have two pretty good. We have pretty good health. So Rest would be pretty good. We can take some damage. Fire Punch is very useful for a small portion of the game, but you know, useful enough that it's going to be on their moveset for a while. 2 gems in Johto like really just cannot handle Fire Punch, so that's very useful. Nightmare, Strength, and Flash. We're not going to use any one of those. So looking at our in-game moveset, what we got here? We got Ice Beam. I'm sorry, Ice Punch, maybe Thunder Punch, Return, and what's the other move I want to use? Return and maybe Dynamic Punch on the last trainer specifically, not in any of the gyms before that. I think hitting Power Flying will be very useful against a handful of things. But when I look at this, I don't really see a lot of moves that I have to rely on. I just need really a move to get by Ghosts, and Return is great, and some things are resisted to the move, so we have some alternatives. Ice Punch will counter for like rock types and stuff, and Thunder Punch will counter water types. Let's go back to the first slide and let's go over kind of the prediction for this. So based on what I'm seeing, having an early stab move with an early way to boost that stab move, we're going to do pretty good in the early game. It's not going to be the fastest time ever in the early game, but I think it's going to do pretty good. And unlike Pichu, where Pichu just had Thunder Shock, this will work against a lot more things, and we have such a broad move pool once we evolve. So I think we'll slog it out a little bit. It'll be a little bit of a slow play until we can evolve, and once we evolve, I think the play will just you know, shoot off like a rocket. We'll go so fast. We have something for everyone. We have a solution to every problem we can come across with this diversity of this moves pool is incredible. Okay, so what am I predicting? Is it going to be fast and Feraligatr? Feraligatr didn't start off slow. Feraligatr had a lot of things early, so that's the difference here. So I think it's going to be about 2 hours, and I think it'll be faster than Pichu. So I think it'll be about 2 hours and 20, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Maybe even less than that. I mean, I can see a lot of ways where every gym leader in Kanto, we have something to counter everything they need. We have every gym leader in Johto. We got pretty much something for everyone after the first 2 gyms. So yeah, I think there's a definite possibility this Pokemon can have be on a collision course for one of the best runs we have. I remember in Generation 1, I played through with Clefairy and then Clefable, and then they obliterated the game. That was one of my fastest times. That's before I did a lot of like modifying and figured out the game a lot better. One of my fastest times was Clefable and Clefairy. So I think this Pokemon, once it gets evolved, will do the same. I think it actually, if you play through as Cleffa, you can probably do pretty good as well. You just don't have access to some moves, and that's where Clefable and Clefairy really, really benefit with this Pokemon. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is JD's Nerdverse. Please like, share, and subscribe. I haven't done a call to action for a while, but I'm very close to 400 subscribers, and you can help push me over that edge. I really do appreciate it when you do. You're awesome. You know it. And let me know what you think, and we'll see this playthrough on Friday. Wednesday, I've pretty much just been loading up some mobile games. But let me know what you think. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Friday.